Donald Trump tried to respond to the Supreme Court saying that states couldn't take him off the ballot in 2024, and it turned into a rambling 10-minute mess. Now, I'm not going to play the full video for you here, but what I am going to play for you is Donald Trump at the end of his statement holding a press briefing in which he calls on one reporter who's a sycophant, who just tosses him this incredibly easy softball question about how the justice system is being so unfair to Donald Trump, and how is he going to win voters by showing how unfair the justice system is in 2024.
I want to thank you all for being here. Do we have any questions? Yes.
Mr. President, the poll numbers are massive for you going into Super Tuesday. We found that a lot of people that were agnostic to politics in general see these legal cases against you. They see how life was back under a Trump administration. Do you think that's the key to pull some of these independent voters into this next election, seeing that these legal cases are unfair, they have no merit, and also the poll numbers and their life before Trump?
It's such an interesting question, because historically a thing like what I've been going through would have hurt a political party or a political candidate terrifically. You wouldn't even run. You wouldn't be able to run. You'd get out. This has happened over many years, many times. In this case, I mean, the polls show that I'm much more popular than I was before weaponization. It's been weaponized like it's never been. This is for third world countries. This isn't for us. Biden ought to drop all of these things. And frankly, he may do better if he does, because people would say, wow, that was very reasonable. Look, they're all, the state, the city, and the federal, they're all coordinated. Fannie Willis's lover spent hours and hours at the White House, I guess with White House counsel and with DOJ, plotting out this plan. Nobody talks about that. They're all coordinated with the White House. It's weaponization. Never been done in this country. It's been done in third world countries, banana republics, never in this country. So I really believe what they should do is really go all the way, go out and stop all of this nonsense. They're nonsense cases, and everybody sees it. You just look at Atlanta. It's such an embarrassment to Georgia, what's happening there. But Jack Smith, I don't think is any better. Letitia James is terrible. She campaigned on, I will get Trump, I will get Trump, and then it goes before a Trump-hating judge. I mean, the whole thing is a rigged deal, and the public understands it. I'm lucky that I'm able to explain it to the public, because if you weren't able to explain it, the public wouldn't know. They'd believe what they see. So I don't want to win this way. Look, I want to win based on my policies are better. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to get interest rates down. You're going to be able to buy homes again. I mean, you can't buy a home today. The interest rates are so high. I want to win on safe borders. I want to stop wars. I want to stop the war in Ukraine with Russia. I want to stop what's happening in Israel. Israel would have never been attacked if I were president. Ukraine would have never, ever been attacked if I was president. You wouldn't have had inflation. Inflation was caused by high energy prices. I had low energy prices. I would have kept them there very easily. And it probably maybe caused the war with Ukraine, because Putin became rich all of a sudden. It went up so much, and I watched President Biden talking about Putin. Putin became very rich because at $100 a barrel, he's got so much money to fight a war. At $40 a barrel, he doesn't have the money to fight a war. But he wouldn't have done it anyway because I told him not to. So I just want to thank all of you for being here. I think it's a very big day for America. I think it's a very big day for liberty, and I think it's just a great day for this country. Again, I hope it's unifying like I think, but it is. It's a big step toward unification. I hope that the justices, because they'll be working on some other cases, but one in particular, presidents have to be given total immunity. They have to be allowed to do their job. If they're not allowed to do their job, it's not what the founders wanted, but perhaps even more importantly, it will be terrible for our country. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
What would you do to prevent states like Alabama?
Pathetic and weak all the way through. A real strong leader can stand up there and take questions from the press, like President Biden does all the time. He takes questions from Fox News and outlets who are opposed, I guess you could say, to his administration. So the idea that, you know, Donald Trump is the strong leader who's got to carefully craft his one question and his response, which again, he's not even good at. We've seen years of Donald Trump. We know his con game. We know the lies. He's not switching up the game plan, which, I mean, that kind of gives me hope for 2024. But at the same time, the question that reporter asked, I mean, of course, it's not valid. Like we're all on, the justice system is unfair. But the question is, can Donald Trump convince a majority of Americans that that's the case? And that's the question, right? So that's the battle for the next 9 months. I also thought it was really interesting that Donald Trump, in his question about, trying to win over, the American public in 2024, and he just talks about the war in Ukraine. I think it's really interesting that both Trump and Putin use the war in Ukraine for their political power. I just, another connection between Trump and Putin. I mean, not as though that's like a surprise, right? But this was incredibly weak, I thought. I thought it was pathetic. I thought that Donald Trump has an incredibly tough road ahead of him, and it's only going to get worse. The question is, what's going to happen in November? That's really all that matters.